Alrighty, so I wanted to make this video just to kind of show you the ins and outs of working on the site and show you that there is a little bit of finesse that kind of goes into creating your pages and dealing with elements on the page. So real quick, just go in here, create a standard page. We'll name it Weebly Test Page. We'll save. And so for the sake of making everything a little bit fast, we're going to choose a layout. Choose this one. It's going to load in. You're going to get an option, cancel or keep. If you click cancel, all this will go away. You could choose a different layout. We're just going to keep this. Now, one of the first things you want to keep in mind is that all of these, every time you see one of these blue highlighted areas, that's a particular element. So like this one, this is a spacer element. It's allowing you to add space in between other elements. So this one is another element here, and this one's going to stay highlighted after I've clicked on it. So this one stays highlighted after I click on it, unless you move to the container that contains all of the elements within it, which makes it a little bit easier to control all of the elements at once or delete all of them at once. Because if you have this highlighted by itself, you'll delete just the one element. But if you have all of them highlighted, you go like so and delete all of them at once. You can also control, by clicking on the middle here, the spacing between the columns. That's another thing you want to be mindful of as you are working within here. When you're using an element, you have to pay attention to this blue line running across here. Wherever you drop it it's going to be dictated by the blue line here. So you just going to want to pay attention to it. So like for example, if we put this here, this element will be beneath both of these. Whereas if I put it here, it's just going to be beneath just this one. See, it takes a little bit of work. You'll be able to put something in there. You can also put it in between, put it on this side, put it on top of this one, or put it on top of all of them. See how the blue line stretches across? That means that it's going to go above all of them. Whereas if you have it just above this one, it's going to do that. So take your time moving it around and pay close attention to it. You'll be able to control where it lands. Another thing you want to know is, for using images, you can do a text wrap quite easily by having a text element already here and paying attention to this blue box that appears. So you notice that it's not a line. If we put it here, it's just going to go above it. But if we put it in here, it'll actually go within here and allow the text to be wrapped around it. And of course, the text wrapping is going to be dictated by how much text you have. So the more text, the better. So be very content aware of what you are putting in. And you can't expect miracles to happen, of course. So if you only have 2 lines of text and an image here, you can't really expect it to wrap around unless the image is very, very small, which would kind of defeat the purpose of putting the image in the first place. So that's it for this tutorial. Once again, just kind of pay attention to where the lines are. It'll help you dictate where everything will land. And just take your time when moving elements around. Click and drag. My suggestion is, if you're dealing with an editor as such, you're going to want to use a mouse. Using a trackpad like you would have on a laptop or on a tablet, it can be a little bit frustrating when you're trying to get the finer layouts done really, really well. Using a mouse allows you to click, drag, and move around a lot more simply than using a trackpad or a touchscreen of some sort. Some people have mastered it. Some people do really, really well with it. So it's completely and totally up to you how you want to do it. That's just my suggestion. So if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave it in the area below. Thank you so much. Have a good one.